Grand Theft Auto San Andreas. Last year, we had a blast blazing through all of the home-cooked roasted pork that we could fathom. But this year, I want to make up for my shortcomings for the last time that we did this. See, what I like to do is I like to set myself rules every time I play Grand Theft Auto San Andreas, especially considering that I like to go on rampages. And the objective is to kill more cops than civilians, tallying how many cops we kill and how many civilians we kill. I want to kill as little, if not no, civilians at all whatsoever. And I'm hoping that maybe this time around I'm a better gamer and I can kill less, or maybe like hopefully none. I don't want to kill civilians. I want to kill the police in a video game, literally. But I have gotten better at the game. I'm better at shooting, I'm better at running away, and I'm better at causing mayhem. What I want to do is I want to change how I played the game last year. I feel like some of my shortcomings from the last time we did this included me just standing on top of a rooftop like a coward and not like confronting the action head on. It made things not very challenging, and ultimately by the end of it I never really got to a level 6 wanted, and that's kind of pathetic if I'm being honest with you. So this time my goal is to not only get a high kill count, but I want to do so more fair, I guess. I don't know if that's really something you can say about this game in particular. I'm still going to use cheat codes, but I'm not going to use the jet booster. I feel like that's a bit of a cop-out. And in addition, my goal ultimately is to get to level 6, at least once. I feel like it will be an accomplishment if I hold on to that level 6 wanted at least for a little while. So after failing at what appears to be a very shitty Sega Genesis knockoff, it's time to head out for our adventure. Let's make Luigi Mangione proud. So the first thing I wanted to do is go to the airport. Unfortunately, I don't have the airport unlocked in this game yet, but we're gonna go in anyway. So as long as you have a vehicle, you can jump on top of this little building here, and just with a little bit of platform, you can make it directly into the airport itself. So that's kind of fun. We're gonna use this tiny one here, just because it's the closest one to CJ. I don't fly very often, so I don't necessarily have my fly stats high at all, but I have had experience flying in this game before, so at least I know the controls moderately well enough. As I've made progress in the story mode of Grand Theft Auto San Andreas, I have unlocked the west side of the map, but I have not unlocked the north side of the map. This gives me ample opportunity as an anarchist to rustle the jimmies of border patrol, because I am ostensibly hopping the border. Yeah, fuck the border, y'all. And when you cross into a territory that you have not yet unlocked, you're gonna get an immediate 4-star wanted, so that's already easy peasy. Now, the name of the game here, of course, is to maintain that wanted and to stay alive up until we get to level 6. But that remains to be seen. I narrowly escaped, and I am greeted with a shower of bullets from Border Patrol, to which I start killing as many as I can, because I don't think I'm gonna make it out alive here. Pretty pitiful, if I'm gonna be honest with you. I mean, I killed no civilians, but I only killed 4 police officers. Yeah, maybe I'm not good at flying yet, even though I'd like to think I am. I could also just swim over the border. Yeah, I wasn't very strategic as to where I started to swim, so I had to swim a considerable distance in order to get to the dock. I don't know why, but I really like the rain here. I guess it's just because of how calming it is, but it also makes this whole entrance, when crossing the border, just appear to be so much more epic, especially since shit's about to go down, and y'all know that for a fact. I'm just making quick work to waste all of these pigs. And as the helicopter arrives, I get my rocket launcher out and I begin shooting at it. And I'm just having the most trouble shooting either of these helicopters, really. Yeah, I'm not doing too good so far in this playthrough, y'all. And I'm not feeling too hopeful about getting that level 6 wanted, y'all. And it's kind of embarrassing that I can't just seem to land a fucking hit. Like, what the hell? I did barbecue this motherfucker, and after many tries I finally land a hit. But at what cost though? Because I feel like I could have been hitting some ground cops instead of some air cops. If anything, it felt like a distraction. The FBI shows up and kills me at level 5, which is pretty fucking sad, dog. Well, I got no civilians again, so that's good. But I got 18 police officers. Definitely better than before, but I'm on track to doing better than last year. This next round, we're gonna try to go into the police station itself. I figured we might get some pointage for doing that. Well, last year I used the police station in such a way that I could be vertically above everybody else. But this year, I want to confront the action head on. I really want to test my limits. Cross some boundaries, you know what I mean? I learned that going on a rampage in the police station itself is a great way to rack up wanted levels. Not only is it that it's in a police station, but it also just happens to be where a bunch of police just are. You may have noticed that I did kill some civilians by accident, and yeah, that's just gonna happen. The point of this challenge is to try to kill more police than civilians. I don't think it should be that civilians should be like a -1 point, but it should be more just like, hey, if you have more civilians than police, you definitely did something wrong. Because it's also kind of like a test of skill in terms of being able to kill the right people in the game. Because it's like with the previous playthrough, I had these explosives that just set fire to everything, and then innocent people also die as well. But this year, I'm going precision. I'm going head on, and I'm just like looking for everything and everybody while I am just on the prowl. And I can be specific, even with a little margin of error here and there. I get pretty bored at level 5, as there's no police officers just running around the police station anymore. I must have just committed like police genocide or something. And so I step outside to just kind of see if I can find something more interesting to do. I've noticed that the strategy that tends to do well for me is when I switch from like different weapons that allow me to run faster, and also to just kind of get away from everything as quick as possible. I've noticed that when I have a little bit of ground between me and whoever I am fighting, I tend to do pretty okay, especially when I'm trying to decide like what weapon to bring out next. Even the cheat codes kind of require some strategy because I just gotta pop them out so quickly, especially in the height of all of this extreme hot GTA action. It's also a lot easier going after individual cops with like the SMG. You'll notice here that I'm gaining distance, but I just happen to get a little too confident, and I turn around and I just start confronting the onslaught of bullets with several Fed members and a helicopter shooting at me, which ended up leading to my demise. Just short of that level 6 wanted that I so thirst for. Now 31 cops is pretty impressive, but 2 civilians kind of stings, and that's because one that I did not show was when I actually thought a civilian was a cop, and I followed this civilian into the bathroom, and I just pretty much killed him in cold blood until I just realized it was too late. I want to try to get into that region much further next time around, because I feel like if I can hop the border more successfully, I can rack up some serious wanted levels here. Lovely weather we're having. It's not as cool as the rain that we were experiencing before, but hey, it looks nice. And you might be noticing that I am situated right in front of the dock, and that's because I did not want to have to waste so much time waddling my way to the dock like last time. I didn't want to waste too much time at the entrance, so I kind of just made waste of everybody really quickly. I also made waste of the helicopters at a pretty timely fashion this time around. Gotta admit, the destruction feels pretty good. I run to the street and hop this fence, which I think is gonna give me cover, until it doesn't and a cop starts shooting at me. But I make quick work of him. I shoot this helicopter and I am running for my fucking life. I love that feeling of just knowing that there's so much destruction happening right behind me as I run away. So I decide that it's time for me to get the fuck out of there and gain some distance between me and the popo. But I picked this car that is like absolutely awful. And I don't know why I thought driving into this megachurch's parking lot was a good idea, but I was met with more feds on my ass. I escaped the parking lot, but I totaled my car, and I mean, I gotta get the hell out immediately. I run into Border Patrol, and I figure I'm on my last limb here, so I just shoot as many as I can before I eventually get wasted. What a tragedy, y'all. Yeah, y'all. 3 civilians, 19 police officers. Not impressive. In fact, I think I did worse than before. That didn't work out the way I hoped. This one starts off interesting, because the cop is already shooting, and so I might as well just take the initiative. I mean, no bullshit, y'all, let's go. Now, I want you to notice something. See that star right there that looks like a police badge? If you get that, you actually reduce yourself by 1 wanted level. In the game, it actually makes more sense to get this thing if you're trying to get somewhere and you have the police on your ass, or if you're in the middle of a mission. But fuck that, I'm in the middle of trying to get to level 6 wanted. And to be clear, during this gameplay footage, I am fully aware that it's right there, and I am deliberately choosing not to get it. I did the funniest thing by braking on my dirt bike and then having the cop just like trip over me. Definitely got a laugh out of me for sure. Although karma got the better of me and I trip over this big fucking thing. So I'm about to drive away and there's 2 police cars that are just parked right in the middle of the intersection. And I figured, why not? Just driving into the afternoon sun, y'all. So I make it to the beach, right? And I tried to like brake to get this cop to shoot himself into the water, but he just wasn't close enough to make that error. For the next little bit, I drive back and forth onto the beach to kind of like get a good position on both the helicopter and the police car, to which I start blasting at the helicopter. I definitely am experiencing some skill issues when it comes to shooting the helicopter, because I mean, that thing is hard to shoot. I often think, oh, I'm gonna get it finally, but then I don't, and it's just like, god damn. But eventually, I do hit the helicopter, and watch this. Just love that little stunt I did, and I took no damage from that. So I made an attempt to try to go into the tunnel, but I was blocked by the police, and realistically I could have gone into the tunnel anyway, but I'm trying to get a high kill count here, and I don't want to just run away from anything that I could be shooting. Once again experiencing skill issues and missing all of the shots on the helicopters, so I just go for the small fry that are on the ground. This one pig I just punched straight into the back. Finally hitting another helicopter, I see that we got some SWAT that are on the ground, so I order them to kiss the ground. Eventually, I got kind of bored of this location, so I stuck to my original strategy, got on my dirt bike, and just drove into the tunnel as planned. And my favorite part of this run is when I brake and a police car does in fact fall overboard into the water. And I mean, just look at that. Just look at him sink into the water like that. That's pretty awesome. I even got off my bike as like a moment of silence for how epic that was. Unfortunately, I no-clipped a civilian out of the game, so I'm gonna count that as a civilian death, unfortunately. This is where things got bad, because I stupidly tried to go into the airport and I completely forgot about the fact that I had to hop the office door in order to get in there. Yeah, I was in a panic state at this point. I was trying to be as quick as possible. They set my bike on fire, and I'm not fucking thrilled about that. And after mowing down some foot cops, I tried to get this one last helicopter, but I was too slow and too shitty of a shot, and I eventually got wasted. Still at level 5. Man, I need to get good. Well, 2 civilians and 24 police officers is definitely a better ratio than before. I'm just saying that I could do better, and I need to get to that level 6 wanted level. Alright, my friends, we're gonna try to hop the border again. This time, the water is green, and the night setting kind of reminds me of when I used to go swimming at my old apartment in Burbank, California back in the 90s. It just has a really nice vibe that I haven't really felt in a very long time. Good thing this game is set in the year of 1992. I figured that the cops were just gonna be in the same spot as last time, so I just decided to obliterate them again. And I also did a lot better with the helicopter this time, only firing 2 shots. So I start running towards the street because I just don't want to be in one spot for too long, and plus I really want to get a vehicle to run away with. And no bullshit, I don't know if this is a civilian or a cop. I racially profiled the police. But weirdly, that's not the biggest mistake I made. The biggest mistake I made was GTAing this fucking taxi, because this taxi drove like ass. Such an ass car that I ended up getting another civilian casualty. And up ahead, there's a police barrier. And what I thought I could do was be clever and just start reversing, but that didn't work out the way I thought it would. The civilian death count just increased so much more because of that. And eventually I rear-end this truck, and I'm just so mad that I didn't get that far into this region at all. Once again panicked, I press triangle rapidly, to which I get back into the car and get wasted. 6 civilians and 11 police officers. I feel like I started off pretty strong, and I got like a bunch of kills really quickly. But once I grabbed that taxi, it just went downhill from there. Alright, I'm a little upset here. I'm not making any progress. I feel that I am just wasting my time. We need results. We need to get to level 6. No more fucking around. There's a couple cops hanging out by the corner, to which I just load onto them. That was a really easy 3 kill. I decided to randomly stop at this intersection just because I felt like I was gonna run into a pig, to which I did. What kind of bacon do y'all like? Do you like hickory bacon or maplewood or just regular old-fashioned bacon? Do you like your bacon crispy or do you like it kind of soft? Do you like bacon on pizza? Actually, much more important question, do you put applesauce on your pork chops? No, these are serious questions. My mom puts applesauce on her pork chops all the time. That's a real thing. Let me know in the comment section. I'm curious about your experiences with pork if you consume that. Let me know. Hold on one second. I mean, come on, y'all. This game is just so much fun. Even if you're not playing like the actual story, there's so much to do. And I mean, come on, guys. This is fun. This is exciting. No wonder the game sold so well. So I mow down the SWAT officers, and immediately I aim for the helicopter and get it on the first try, which gets me up to level 5. And because the helicopter is like directly above me, I get the fuck out of there as quick as I can. And I find this pig just hanging out like, better dead than red. Yeah, let me know how that's going for you. So I take out my rocket launcher and I incinerate this police car. And I feel like I got some civilian casualties out of that, unfortunately. But the cavalry come and I am here to lay waste on all of it. Kind of a gamble there, to be honest. I didn't think I would survive that, but somehow I did. And I run into this police officer, and after shooting him, hallelujah, 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 hallelujah. It finally happened. I finally got to level 6 wanted, baby. But you see, the video's not over because I need to sustain that level 6 wanted, at least for a while, because this is pretty pathetic. Alright, you ready? 2 civilians and 36 cops. Alright, my friends. That was pretty impressive. I got to level 6. But can I sustain level 6 wanted? That is not nearly enough to satisfy my gamer heart. You see, we're gonna up the challenge a little bit here. I was at the level 6 wanted for only 11 seconds. Anyway, I guess I forgot that there was a motorcycle in my garage, to which I used that to kind of just zip around the map. I accidentally start shooting in the direction of civilians, but it looks like I didn't get any casualties, so that's good at least. So for right now, the strategy is that I'm just gonna hang out in some of the more populated areas and in some of the areas where cops are more likely to show up. And you know what, guys? That strategy was not as foolproof as I thought it was going to be. So at this point, I'm a little worried because not a lot of cops are showing up, and more importantly, I'm like right in front of a police station. You would think that being in front of a police station, that the response would be a lot more urgent, and I'm just like literally looking at civilians just like running around like crazy until this one guy shows up. But still, like, the response is so weird. It's like, I'm so weird for saying that I want a cop to show up. Like, where the fuck is everybody? Come on, guys. Okay, here we go. We got one right here. Maybe I've just been playing this game so long that, like, I'm depleting the whole police department. I don't know, dog. I'm just gonna fast forward a bit because it takes a long time for this run to escalate. And I mean, it's just so fucking pathetic that their response time is like so minuscule until we get to this point to where, yeah, more cops start showing, but now we get the big armored vehicles that are coming in. And at this point, I'm thinking to myself, okay, I've got enough distance. Maybe I could just, whoa, what the fuck? Well, okay. But that's a little too close for comfort. Now I'm just panicked, wondering what I'm gonna do. I get on my bike and I try to drive away, to which this thing lights on fire. I'm just so fucking mad right now. Now everything is escalated, but it escalated in all of the worst ways possible. Because that motorcycle was my ticket out of that whole situation. So now I just gotta deal with everything head on. And you know what? If I'm gonna deal with this head on, I may as well go all the way. Let's jump into the police station. Maybe just... fuck it. Let's just go in there. That's where they hide all the drugs anyway. As soon as I get into the police station, I get to level 6 wanted pretty immediately, which is something that I'm pretty pleased with, because now I feel like I have an advantage. The police station is a pretty familiar location for me to have shooting practice, so I feel like I'm not only going to get a pretty good high count, but I feel pretty confident that I'm going to be in the game just a little bit longer than last time. Well, yeah, a lot longer. I didn't want to spend too much time in the police station, so I went back outside to confront what was gonna be obviously a wave of bullets hitting my face. Wait a minute, can we see that again? I did not mean to blow your mind, but that shit happens to me all the time. Now, you'd think that it would be this tank that would have taken me out, but you'd be wrong. It was a bullet. A stray fucking bullet. Well, that fucking sucks. But I only got 2 civilians out of 67 police officers, which is pretty damn impressive. And I spent a whole minute and a half on level 6. You know I'm gonna say it. I'm not satisfied. A minute and a half ain't gonna fucking cut it. I want to not only get that level 6 wanted, not only Do I want a high kill count? But I must do better than I did previously. I know, I feel like I'm addicted to this shit. But you know, I feel like I can do it. Join me as I give Kirby a blowjob. Ew, Kirby farted. It all began when I was just riding a dirt bike down the tracks, trying to look for some mischief. And as I'm riding down the tracks, hoping that I don't run into a train that will randomly spawn out of nowhere, and I just think to myself, geez, Los Santos has no idea what they're in for. Here we are. There's a cop over there just chasing a random civilian. Not on my watch, motherfucker. That actually felt good. I feel like I saved somebody's life. Right around here, I thought I was about to get pulled over, and that would not have been fun. Remember, my strategy is to keep distance from these pigs. Otherwise, they're going to inflict the most damage. But if I have the most distance, I can do this. And then before backup shows up, I'm already on the run. I accidentally took out my bat, and I meant to get out like an actual firearm. So yeah, don't bring a bat to a gunfight. Oh my god, you stole my kill. Here, this will make up for it. There we go. I really just like being on foot and confronting pigs directly instead of hiding in a rooftop. Like, that's just pathetic. It's definitely a lot more fun this way, for sure. Alright, count with me, y'all. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 tries to get that fucking helicopter. Anyway, we're at Pershing Square. And shit's already gone to hell at Pershing Square. It's almost like the last run communicated with this run and told this run that you better have backup this time because this motherfucker made us look pathetic before. I'm gonna be real with you, this run, I think it's the most exciting run out of all of the other ones because, I mean, look at it. Everything has gone to shit and it's only at level 4 so far. I feel like somehow, even with like me getting run over and me picking the wrong weapon and all that shit, I feel like this run is one of those runs where you can't keep your eyes off of it. It is so fucking crazy. There's a couple of police cars that I shot the rocket launcher at, and for some reason the explosion was off screen. I guess I was just too busy trying to find the helicopter. Ooh, first try. I'm just remembering now how like I was homeless between Pershing Square and MacArthur Park, and it's just thinking about how like all of these landmarks in the general vicinity of the area just reminds me so much of like City Hall and all these things, and it's just like now that I'm envisioning just a bunch of SWAT cars just like trying to murder me. But as ridiculous as it is, that's almost too close to reality. I do want to make that video one day where I do talk in great detail about Los Angeles and its gentrification problem, but right now, let's just enjoy the nostalgia that is this fucking crazy video game. Holy shit, dog. And right there, I get level 6, baby. Now, I just happen to be conveniently located under a freeway, which means I have time to duck and cover, heal, and stock up on some ammunition. What you think, CJ? Ain't no one paid your ass off yet, huh? Yeah, they just trying to reach quota. You know, for being at level 6, this moment right now is very peaceful. It's not loud or chaotic or anything like that. I kind of appreciate it because I definitely am going to be jumping right back into the action. I want you to watch this. This is really cool. Somehow I knew he would show up. Obviously, he's not alone. He's not alone either. So what we have here is a literal pile of dead cops. Is this what being at level 6 wanted is like? Now, look everybody, I selected the wrong gun. My intention is to shoot to this guy on the motorcycle and steal it so I can get away. But take a look at what happens when I try to do that. Holy shit, CJ. It begins to light on fire, and one of the coolest moments happens ever. Yeah, we just have the Ghost Rider in this game now. It's funny how they just keep respawning in the same exact spot. What, are you joining your drinking buddies in hell now? They brought out the tank, and the tank is pretty much trapped back there, so it can't come get me. But I am realizing that the tank definitely lives up to its name, as it is pretty much a tank. It takes more than one hit for it to go down. Insert joke about Marxism-Leninism here. So much devastation, and I'm still alive at level 6 wanted. I'm thrilled.
You motherfucking fools! Stay the fuck away from me!
This is where the run comes to a close, however. I notice off into the distance is a military truck, and I'm trying to shoot it before it gets too close. I attempt to get some distance between me and that truck, but I also begin to realize that there are some people behind me. But unfortunately, I notice just a little too late. Just wow. So, the moment of truth. 5 civilians, 73 police officers. And for the time that I spent at level 6 wanted, 3 minutes and 21 seconds. To say that I feel satisfied would be an understatement. I feel just complete. Whew. That was a lot of fun. Honestly, I had a fucking blast. I love San Andreas. It's such a good game. It reminds me of my home, Los Angeles. It just has the right vibe. It's not one-to-one, obviously, but it does feel good that you have so much control over the game, especially in a region that just, on a vibe space level, looks like LA. I love San Andreas. Can you tell I love San Andreas? I have such a great time playing it. I feel that this time next year, I will be even better at Grand Theft Auto San Andreas. Anyway, that's all I got to say today. You know, just keep gaming, gamers. Peace out.